got these 1x4s cut, so I actually like the idea of doing it like this, because with the inverter mounted here, instead of having a solid piece of plywood in between here, I've got this space, and I think that will be good for I think that'll be good for air circulation and keep it cool. I got this pesky screw in the way. I don't know what the heck screws these are, but they got nothing fits them. So I gotta figure out how the heck to get that. I really want to see what the heck kind of figure screws. I don't know what. It's very rare that I get stumped like that. Brought a hammer. When all else fails, hit it with a hammer. If that fails, hit it with a bigger hammer. That is not it. So I'm just going to pop this out of here. These aren't even screws. This is kind of wacky. That's actually a nail. I don't know if you can see that, but that's actually a nail. It's not a screw, which I guess is why it's not turning. And this is going into steel. So I don't know what the heck's going on. But I have, I've got plenty of these other screws that I can use to screw stuff back in with, so I'm not worried about it. What was I doing? Let me go ahead. It's tempting to throw a level on here, which will do me no good. We have 9 inches. Go about right here, I believe. Wait. Yeah, that'll work. So let me measure. Just go 5 and let me go 5.5. And 5.5. I'm just going to tack them up for now. Once I get it up there in place, I'll go ahead and put the tech screw in through the steel. Just kind of eyeballing it for now. To make sure it's the same distance. It's about 5 5/8 and 5 5/8. So we'll get there. I really don't feel like that's going anywhere. Probably should get a pencil. So again, we're going to mount it upside down-ish. I don't have a single screw. That'll work. I'll be back with some screws, guys. Alright, we'll see how long we can go with the battery. That one's only got 40%. We're recording in 4K, so it does burn the battery pretty fast. So I'm just gonna eyeball this where I want it. It's pretty good. Make a couple of marks. All right. I'm not tightening the screws all the way. So now, get a screw ready. Slide on there. It has these little screw slots. That, and it's the same on both sides. So basically you set them on and then you tighten everything down. Works pretty good. Once you got 3 in, it's not going anywhere. Go ahead. Bottom ones. I need a longer bit. Odd. Sounds bad, but it's actually working. That's not going anywhere. That is not moving. Well, that actually worked out pretty good because the positive is farther away, so it's up here, so that should be good. Go ahead and put these little plastic things on. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the inverter. Just a little guard there. At least you guys will get to see the spark. There's always a spark. Yeah, I don't like this setup at all right here. I think I see what's so. I think the screw is actually fixed, and the nut itself is all that moves. Yeah, that screw does not appear to come out. So again, I'm going to go negative first. I don't think this cap thing is going to be able to go on here just because I can't get it. I'm not going to be able to get it to go in that direction on the negative one anyway. So we're going to be stuck. I got all kind of stuff happening right now. Can't tell it from the camera angle, but the trailer is tilted a little bit to the right. Alright, that's pretty tight. And like I said, this is really not going to do much. Wow, it almost would make the turn, but not quite. And maybe it will. That's just not going to do it. I should be able to get that way. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Well, I'm happy about that. All right. Now you got to be really careful. Using metal tools, you don't want to hit things that could arc this. I actually dropped it on a battery one time, and it almost welded itself to the battery. It's crazy what happens when you arc a battery like that, so just don't do it. Alright, you guys ready for the spark? We will get a spark. Like this. And there's really no Most people don't like this spark. I can tell you I don't really like it, but there's no way around it. You just got to do it. Oh, and see, once you do it, it's no big deal. But it always happens. There's no getting away from the spark. This is where you got to be careful, because even dropping the wrench, if it hits the two, it'll arc it and cause all kind of chaos. Just don't do it. Pretty tight. That's ready to go. It's weird. It really doesn't look like it's upside, directional sensitive, but it is. So let's see if we got some juice coming out of our inverter. There's not much, no display or anything on the inverter. All right. We have a green light, and I'm gonna grab a charger just to see, make sure everything's working. I'm sure it will be, but yeah, I still haven't mounted the Adventure charge controller. I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time with the directions, because it's not getting any juice from the solar panels, which it definitely, I don't know, we're under some trees, but if I remember correctly, with the Renogy panels, just almost any light at all, I think even the moon, on a full moon, would give it some juice. So I'm gonna see what's doing with that. My Makita charger, and we got a green light on the Makita charger, and we'll throw a battery in it. I'm not going to leave any of this hooked up, just because if it's not getting juice. So we are charging. So I'm going to be mounting a couple of these here, and then a couple of the DeWalt's as well, and that's what we'll be doing. That's pretty much the setup. I obviously got to clean this up and get these wires rolled up and put in a neater fashion. And I've got to notch that piece of wood to go back over the center there. But we've pretty much got most of the hard stuff done. Like I say, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect, turn this off. I'm not gonna worry about disconnecting the solar panels right now, just because now I know which wire is which, and I don't really want to just leave those hanging loose. It's not going to hurt anything. So we'll be back with you when we figure out what we did wrong.